Kink is powerful, cathartic even. But guess what? Kink is not a cure. Kink is not a cure. Let's get into it. Kink has always been a place people have gone to deal with hard things. People have been using kink to navigate pain, overwhelm, trauma, grief, stress, and disconnection long before we ever had the language for somatics or the nervous system. Kink and BDSM is historical. Sometimes kink was the only place that people felt seen, held, powerful, or safe enough to release. Now, this isn't a dysfunction as much as the DSM back in the day tried to make it seem like it was. It's not a dysfunction. If anything, it was resourceful. It was survival. That was someone using their genius to find an outlet when nothing else was available. And kink can be cathartic, therapeutic, and can be deeply healing. When kink is done with intention, attunement, and care, people experience real shifts. It's like a sense of homecoming to ourselves. Now, for some folks, kink gave them their first taste of agency and their first moment of being able to surrender without harm, or their first experience of power without it being rooted in fear. There's healing in that. So when I say kink is not a cure, I am not saying that kink lacks healing impact. The very contrary. I'm talking about how the healing actually works in the body. Because the healing doesn't come from the kink itself. The healing comes from what people do with those experiences, with the meaning making of those experiences. So someone can have a powerful scene and they can cry and they can shake, they can fall apart, they can melt into someone's arms, and they can feel brand new for a moment. But what matters is what happens afterward, right? How they make sense of it and how it shifts their understanding of themselves and how they integrate like what came up for them and how they use that information the next time something else comes up when they have another hard moment. Can they extrapolate that information from that scene into real life? So, because kink is potential and it creates possibility, but doing the work is where the progress comes in. The scene can give you the access, but we have to give it meaning. Now, kink doesn't replace therapy, and therapy doesn't replace kink because this isn't a competition. We're not trying to fight against one another. This is a collaboration because therapy gives people language, context, pacing, and a structured space to understand our internal world, while kink gives us a direct experience so we can kind of play with that internal world externally. And kink shows us how our body reacts under intensity, touch, power, vulnerability, and sensation. And therapy helps us to process that reaction. When the two are combined, kink, self study, reflection, integration via therapeutic BDSM, that's where the transformation happens. People get in trouble when they try to make kink do the job of therapy or make therapy do the job of embodiment. They work best when they are woven together. So, why kink is not a cure and why I say that, it matters because people deserve to understand what's actually happening inside of them, which is that relying on scenes by themselves as the only outlet keeps them cycling in this intensity without growth, right? And some people get addicted to that, but that's a different video. Some people expect kink to like erase their whole history, and instead it illuminates that. And that can be a lot if you don't have the space to help you navigate what's been illuminated. The real work is in again, the meaning making and the integration and the capacity building that happens when you bring that together with therapy. Kink is powerful, but power by itself isn't the cure. Awareness is, right? Integration is. Being able to understand your reactions and move through them consciously is. So, yes, kink can be therapeutic, cathartic, and deeply healing. For many people, it has been the only space where healing even felt possible. But kink alone doesn't complete the process. You do. I do. We do. Because kink is a pathway. It can be a teacher or a mirror. And kink gives us access to things we might not get an opportunity to touch anywhere else. But the cure, the actual shift, comes from how you integrate what kink reveals. And guess what can help with that? Therapeutic BDSM. Yes, yes. Good job, class. That's it. That's all I wanted to talk about with us for today. I am Doc Rock. And like always, do the things. Go ahead and like, share, comment. Again, let me know what again, let me know what you all would like to talk about. Also, have a program starting February 1st. And that's when you will get access to the content. And the program actually begins live discussions February 24th. That is Power in Praxis. I will put the information in the description. So you can find out more about that. Also, you can go ahead and if you want to learn more about kink, BDSM, and some other fun things, go ahead and click the thing up there. And there's a whole playlist. And I hope to see you out next Sakura. Peace.